So, yet another Saturday evening. Good evening, everyone. Just a day after celebrating Holi, like every year, 15th of March, midway, heading towards spring equinox. We are on a Saturday evening, 5 o'clock, and the first few minutes we are going to discuss, understand the market conditions and the sectoral indices as well. I will add the RRG graphs as we discuss what happened to the market last week, what's happening now that we are mid-month, and how do we position ourselves going forward next week. Let's start off with the monthly chart, and as you will see that I am using bar charts here. The icon I will toggle and got some extra real estate on my charts as I have removed that Japanese candlestick on the top that I was using. That particular indicator seemed to have some issues, bugs, because it was changing with the change in the chart type. So I've removed that, and let's see. Mid-month, this is the monthly chart on my left, and the Nifty seems to be just buying some time after last month's high-ranged correction. Remember, Feb was not a good month. It was almost down 6%, closed at the lowest point of the month. It was the 5th consecutive negative monthly close. Sentiments, everything was pretty much down. And so March, this month so far, it's just buying some time. It's not a great range. It's neither given us a sharp bounce back, nor has it continued the fall from Feb. I have a bit of a fib retracement, not exactly confluence, but more or less close to each other. And it's trying to buy some time close to that, 22K is the low that it is trying to hold. Trend momentum are still very much down. Short-term indicators, of course, are oversold. There is no surprise about it, but nothing much. Okay. Coming to the weekly time frame, our trend indicators, momentum indicators are also fairly negative. It's trying to give a bounce. We had a bounce back 1 week back, and last week was a mild little retracement. I need to focus last week's behavior from the daily point of view, and this is what you will get. What we have seen is improved momentum some time back, after which an improved trend directional movement. Okay, we appreciate that. But then after that, it retraced and it has gone range bound. So at Crossroads, is the momentum stronger? Will this shift lead to a shift in trend? Will the trend follow this change? That needs to be seen. And for that, we need breakout. We need a proper high conviction, across the board sectoral movement. Hopefully some index heavyweights will also participate. That kind of a move that will bring in some confidence. If that doesn't happen, and if we see the index breaking below this particular 3-day range on the downside, it's not going to be that good news for the market. It probably will continue to buy some time, right? So strategically, there is a small window of opportunity that is opening up for long only players. You can look for a short-term quick trade, but overall things are not really good. So if you intend to take a trade, keep it short-term in nature, please. Let's take a look at the other sectoral charts, starting off with the mid cap and the small cap. The mid cap is also buying some time. See, last month, Feb, was a pretty negative, high-ranged month. So high likely is very, very high chance that this month so far we are going to get some consolidation. We saw that in Nifty. We're seeing the same thing in the mid cap. Yes, we have had a bounce back, but we are going through a retracement. It is important that if this is A to B, B to C is the retracement, we need a break above B. Unless the break above B comes, the confidence will not come back to the market, especially for someone who checks prices, decision based on prices. So mid cap also very, very similar view, and small cap also same thing. I'll be honest with you, the longish time frames, the largest time frames, which is the monthly chart, is not looking that good. The weekly is trying to consolidate. This is one pretty big wide range it has gone through, and the same story here. The good thing is I have a trend momentum divergence to fall back, which means that if these kind of charts revive, there are chance of upsides. So what do we have? After we've seen Nifty, small cap, mid cap, the view is it's not falling like the way it fell last month. It's consolidating. It has given a bit of a move, not enough. Retracing now is the key. Will it stay within the range? Will all these charts stay within the range, fall more, create some double bottom, or will you go up from here? That's exactly where we are. So it's not a convincing bullish stage. It's neither a very convincing bearish stage, because the question lies whether this retracement is over or not. So trade carefully. Before we go to the analyzing the sectoral charts, I think it will be interesting if we take a look at the RRG graphs of these sectoral charts. So first and foremost, I'm going to change the benchmark to 500. Second, I'm going to change the time frame to weekly. And you know what? We were discussing this RRG graphs from the point where it topped out. Remember, we were doing this RRG discussion on the various sectors, and we decided let's consider how many weeks the index has gone through since its top. And it's been 24 bars on the weekly chart, which makes it 24 weeks. So we are in a 24-week-old corrective phase. So I'm going to change this count over here on the top to 24. Is that okay? Does it change? I don't think so. It changes. Let's do it this way. Okay. I think, yeah, this way is better than just typing out 24. 21, 22, 23, 24. Here we go. Nifty 500, few sectoral charts, sectoral names, figuring out the RRG graph on the weekly time frame for the last 24 weeks. And let's fit it out and let's see how it looks. Okay. Should we start with the sectors which are in the leading quadrant? Leading quadrant means it has gone up more than the benchmark, or even if it has fallen less. It has outperformed the benchmark. So who do we have here? And let me take a look at Nifty Financial Services, Private Bank, Nifty Bank, NSE, Nifty is coming because of Nifty 500. I'm going to deselect that, and metal. This is interesting. Let's take a look at Nifty Financial Services. Showing strength. It is in the leading quadrant. It's rising. So financial services are doing good. Surprisingly, Private Bank. I need to cross-check if this data or the RRG graph calculation is correct or not. My time frame is right. I'm not making any mistake here, but I wasn't expecting the RRG graph of Nifty, Bank Nifty and Private Bank. Oh, it is 1/1/2025. So there is some issue. So just hold on a minute. I must have done something wrong here, because the current date is not getting considered. It is 1st of so I can select the dates here. Can I? I'm trying to figure out and be pretty useful with this software. I'm struggling, it seems. 3-3, no. Is there any other way than dragging it to the right? Because over here it's the 3-3. How do I change this to the current market? Just give me a moment. I figured out, because the RRG graph shouldn't look like that. Anyways, let me refresh the page. Sorry for this, but the RRG graphs were not correct, or should I say they were correct, but we were not on the right date. Can I just, yeah, this is fine. Okay, cool. Change it to 500. Let's take it slow and steady. change it to weekly, and now increase the weeks. Why did you change to 10th of March? For whatever reason. 10, 11, 12. Okay, it takes the beginning of the week. Got it. Now this is fine. This is fine. I don't need few of these, so get done with it. All right. Now I think we are fine. Nifty 500 weekly, 24 weeks. Last week is the beginning of 10th of March. That was last week. 10, 11, 12, 13. Friday happened to be a holiday. Now we are fine. Now let's check what do they say. Financial services is showing some strength. Okay, private bank is there and showing some strength, and so is Bank Nifty. Metal is showing strength. The metal and financial services I really understand. Let's take a look at the Bank Nifty. I did not expect RRG graphs to show that strength. So first was your finance, CNX Finance. And CNX Finance has recently, over the last 2 weeks, has done well. It has cooled off on Thursday's session after this bounce back. Now what is happening? Point number one is we have discussed this rising head and shoulder. We've got the neckline and the targets, etc. This is a crucial support for the finance, and it's kind of stuck with these resistances wherein there is a bit of polarity. So it's not falling and it's trying not to fall. There must be few stocks which surely is outperforming. Momentum wise good in the weekly and daily time frame. Monthly time frame is creating an inside bar, a double inside bar. This is going to be really interesting. End of March, we should take a look at CNX Finance. One. So there's a pocket of strength. Then we have the Bank Nifty and the private bank. I'm pretty surprised over here because last week the private bank fell pretty hard. And it is confirming the downward angling head and shoulder pattern. Throwback, retest, follow through movement, and it's very surprising to see if the RRG graph is rising. I doubt that, to be honest. And then the Bank Nifty. The Bank Nifty is also pretty much weak, back to its previous lows. Will we have a double bottomish kind of a formation? We have a mild little divergence, which is a good thing. But trend momentum, none of them are greatly in our favor. To be honest, whatever RRG graph was showing there, price is not reflecting that. In fact, Bank Nifty and private banks are relatively weak. Finance is strong, and metal is also, of course, the only sector which recently gave you a breakout. I'll spend 2 minutes with the metals here because the metals is in a downward trending, downward momentum, giving us a bounce back this month. It had stayed within a range for quite some weeks, I think 6 or 7 weeks. We've got a bounce back and a throwback last week. I would say it's a make or break going forward, because if this polarity holds, then this resistance should come in. On the other hand, if this breakout comes, then this index is probably heading back to an high very, very soon. It's very important make or break for the CNX metal going forward. So keep an eye on the stocks which enjoy the maximum weightage. I'm not that confident, but I'm still going back to this RRG graphs to check where they stand. Energy is improving. I know this. Energy chart is also improving. Public sector enterprises are improving. Oil and gas is improving. These are all themes. Auto is improving. This somehow prices will not match with this. And FMCG improving. Let's take a look at these. We always take a look at our charts. Let's consider, in fact, let me consider the most important sector after Bank Nifty, which is CNX IT. And it was a bad week for CNX IT. CNX IT fell for almost 4.5%. Strong trend momentum sink we have on our weekly, daily, monthly. This is a weak chart. Though it was holding really well, though the the monthly charts were pretty strong, but it's one-way sell-off. And there are no signs of bottoming out as of now. I'm toggling between the Heiken and the the bar chart and the Heiken is yet to show me any signs of strength, any sign of selling slowdown. Strength to dur ki baat hai. Let's take a look at what IT, where IT lies. Yeah, this is not bad. This RRG behavior is very, very likely that it's heading towards a lagging sector. Energy, after that huge multi-month sell-off, trying to find some support at previous resistances. Maybe some polarity will kick in. I like to call these kind of bars, I have a term for these kind of bars, I call them decoy bar. So if you see what happened last week is essentially a consolidation after the previous week's high ranged positive move bounce back. And you have a trend momentum sink on the daily, you've got a retracement, and all that you need is a follow through move, means a breakout above this. Energy should perform. And energy over here is energy, oil and gas more or less will be very, very similar. Where are we? Should be in the leading. Oil and gas is there in the leading, in the improving, improving. Pharma, healthcare, infra. Don't see energy. Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. So improving. Keep an eye. So those who are looking for some short-term long opportunity, look for opportunities within those sectors which, number one, has given you one leg of a bounce back where the trend and momentum has got in sync. Number two, after the bounce back, it has given a retracement. And while it gave the retracement is not very steep down. Heikens are still kind of okay-ish. Momentum indicators are still positive. Trend indicators are improving. It means it's a shallow retracement. And the third thing is we should start to see revival of the move. And the confirmation is the breakout. This kind of a formation, if you see any sectoral chart or any particular stock, specifically within that particular sector, are your ideal chance, wherein if the market goes up, those stocks are likely to participate. Okay? So let's see if energy behaves or not. Next is auto. Now autos, can you see this monthly is such a small range for the CNX auto, because again the same story, Feb was a one-way sell-off right at the lowest point of the day. These are not good charts, to be honest. It's just consolidating, no strong bounce back, a little bit of a weakness, little bit of selling, and these lows will be broken very, very easily because the largest time frame is pretty weak. Nevertheless, what about the weekly? Is there anything to fall back? Not really. Daily? Not really. Just the momentum improvement, but no divergences, no trend improvement. In fact, if we zoom in on the daily time frame, positive Heiken gives away to negative Heiken, so not good. Stay away from auto. Auto should not hold a good position in the RRG, though it is in the improving quadrant, sloping down. So it's not managed to show strength. It's okay. It's never actually showed that kind of strength except this particular bounce back. Stay away from auto. We spoke about Bank Nifty, private banks. We should have spoken about PSU banks. Finance is looking relatively better. PSU bank, now someone would definitely jump up saying that the daily chart looks like on the making of what we call as a head and shoulder bottom, left shoulder, your head, and maybe this is the right shoulder and maybe this is the breakout. All maybes, but who knows? Possible. Not a very good looking monthly chart, very similar chart, consolidation. Weekly charts, nothing to fall back, inside bar, and daily chart we just discussed. So what is the difference between CNX, PSU banks, bounce back and retracement with that of the energy that we just discussed? Okay, let's take a look at it. We've got signs of momentum improvement, trend improvement, momentum improvement, retracement. The retracement has been for almost 4-5 days, and positive Heikens have become negative Heikens. Our trend indicators have become negative. So the retracement is pretty much quite a wideish one. On the other hand, we just discussed a chart like energy which is relatively much better position. Now you understand the difference, right? So PSU Bank was promising, but now slipping. So stay away, observe, and the first thing to observe would be, moving above these levels. Then only we can say, okay, it took a deeper dive and then came up. So keep it on your watch list, but stay away. And when you get these kind of readings, a wonderful next step would be to check the top 3-5 stocks which makes that particular sector. So we took a look at Bank Nifty Finance, Private Bank, PSU Bank, mostly very strong negative except finance. Energy is looking good. Auto we discussed, stay away, and IT was definitely weak. Let's go to metals. Metals, we have taken a look at it, given you that big breakout, and it is consolidating. So it's at a make or break situation. Very important, because from the weekly charts point of view, weekly chart had supports, big question mark, will it become a resistance? If it becomes a resistance, significant downside will open up, or else, as I said, or else this index is likely to go to an high very soon. So mixed feelings, wait for the move on the upside. So after auto and metals, I think we should definitely discuss FMCG and consumer durables. Huge sell-off last month, again same story, monthly charts almost the same story. You get the picture. It's just buying time, and in this buying time of half of the month, what have you done from a short-term point of view? The daily trend momentum has kind of improved. You've got some positive high-ins. It seems like it doesn't want to fall and give us a move, so you should wait for a follow-through movement. Weekly chart, I don't have any divergences. It's not that great. Maybe a short-term bounce back, if at all. What about consumer durables? Similar monthly chart, range-bound weekly chart. Let's zoom into the weekly chart and you will notice 3 weeks of consolidation. Pretty strong on the downside, and we have got a slant divergence on the daily. This is interesting. And it clearly gives us a level to work on for the breakout on the upside. Few will say that, listen, this looks like a double bottom in the making, and 35,700 is the double bottom breakout. I will agree with such a view. So very clearly, consumer durables, it is last week's range, this green bars range. That's the breakout that this index needs. Check charts, heavyweights, wherein you can get that move. So consumer durables may be a prospect on the upside. FMCG may be a prospect on the upside. Energy looks promising. Metals definitely is leading. Rest, stay away. Finance also looking promising. So these are the pockets wherein you should look for any opportunity, long opportunity that is. Then we are left with, I think, reality. And what's happening is a monthly same story, weekly almost a 2 to 3 week range, no divergences whatsoever, a bit of a coilish consolidation, you can say an ascending triangular formation, previous supports behaving like resistances, slant divergence forming, not bad. Too early to call, but not bad. You should keep reality, only look once you get this breakout. So as we, checked the sectoral charts, there are some sectors which are showing some strength. Metals, energy, definitely yes. Finance, yes. These are the 3 sectors. So will they give us a follow-through move or not? And if they do, I think that is where you should find some opportunities. Those which are stay away, like your autos and ITs, I would strongly suggest you completely stay away from them. And pharma. Same story on the monthly, weekly, also 2 weeks of a bounce back, and daily not bad. I would say pharma and FMCG more or less in similar kind of a stage, wherein you can expect a short-term rally or a short-term bounce back. It's make or break kind of situation. But any kind of opportunities, be it on the long side or on the short side, at this juncture of the market, where there are few sectors which are drifting and showing some early signs, where there are few sectors like auto and IT which are still down and out. Any trades you take, I would strongly request and suggest keep it short term in nature. Right? Okay, so that's it from my end for the Nifty and the sectoral analysis, sectoral charts. As always, in our usual weekend session, let me quickly take a look at your doubts and questions.